on $4.99 or the $9.99. Fast start bonuses are engaged. If you're an associate, you get paid $50 for every person you bring in. Directors get $100, regionals get $130, national $155, $170, $180. There is a second generation override. Give you a quick example what that means. If you're a regional director and you've helped someone hit the same rank as you, so you're a regional, and I helped Karen get to regional director, they can't pay me because they're paying her the $130 out of the kit that came in. But they're going to pay me a second generational override because we're at the same level. I would get paid the $15. Also in this, I'll flip to this screen. I'm not going to necessarily use this example, but there's also a spread or a gap payout. I'm going to try to give this to you in layman's terms to help you understand it very easily. And I'll go back to a slide to do this, maybe. If you look at, let's use regional director for an example. Let's say you're a regional director, you're making $130 for every single person you personally sponsor on $4.99 or greater. You have someone on your team who is a director, and they go out and they sponsor someone, they get paid $100, but the company's going to pay out $180, so there's a gap between their rank and yours. There's a gap between what they're going to get paid and what you get paid. They get 100, you get the difference, which is 30. Make sense?
Yes.
If the person is an associate, so you're at 130 and a person's at an associate level, they're going to get paid 50, you're going to get paid the difference or the gap, so you would get $80 in that case. Every single time someone's enrolled. So a lot of times people look at this and they're thinking of only what they do. I sponsor someone, I'm going to get paid a fast start bonus, but because of the gap or the spread, it actually can get huge. I've seen people make $10,000, $12,000 in a month just on this one bonus alone by bringing people in. Make sense? Say yes?
Yeah.
We also have a first order bonus. So when a person places their very first order for product, a bonus is generated. If you're the enroller of that person, you get 20%. Second generation gets 10. Third generation in your upline gets 5, and fourth generation gets 5%. Not a ton of money, but it's still more front-end money into the compensation plan. On the BMW program, you get up to $600 a month in BMW bonuses for you to go drive a BMW, again, to show your success. If you look at the pictures flashing up there, all normal people, not just the elite of the elite. These are people who just simply believe in what they're doing and they go out there and achieve it. Some achieve it in a day, some achieve it in a week, some achieve it in a month, some it takes 6 months. What's really cool about y'all all being influencers, everybody in this room that chooses to will absolutely be BMW qualified here in the next 30 days or so, if you choose to. But you got to choose to. When I say choose to, it means you got to go do something to cause it to happen. You got to go to work. How many of y'all's okay with me being honest and telling you, you got to work? Yeah. It kills me because they say, well, just get in, you'll get rich. That's a lie, or it's illegal. This is a business. You got to go do something. Well, I've already got a job. Well, people say, well, I've already spent a lot of time working. How's that working for you? Is what you're currently doing going to allow you to live your dream? If no, put some time and energy into something that will. Make sense? Say yes?
Yes.
Active regional directors and above is the ones that gets paid on this. Skip all that, I'll tell you this. You can choose if you don't want to drive a BMW, they will give you $300 to go drive a Yugo or whatever it is you want to drive. But if you drive the BMW, you get $600 to offset that payment. So it doesn't matter, new, used, leased, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. It's just got to be a BMW, it's got to be black, silver, green, and then you need to put your ViSalus information on there so it makes sense. Here's the residual side of the income. It's called team commissions. Every person in the business, no matter what level, gets to participate in team commissions. As an associate, you get paid 2 levels down. As an ambassador, you get paid up to 8 generations deep. A lot of people get hung up on this. I will tell you this, in a mature business, meaning you've built this out to ambassador and beyond, this is the smaller portion of your residual income. I'll show you another component that's the largest. This is one of the smaller portions of your residual income. But early on, this is not necessarily early on, but mid-range, this is a big deal. I believe that in every company, to stand the long term, they've got to have a very strong middle class. Do y'all believe that?
Yes.
You got to have a ton of people out there making that $50,000 to $100,000 a year for the company to stand the test of time. That's where the magic takes place with this particular component within the compensation plan. This creates a very strong middle class. We do have compression, so if a person is inactive, the next active person compresses up. So these levels you're seeing, it's like as an ambassador, it's 8 active levels. Not just 8 levels, 8 active levels. So if you had a couple people that lost their dream of losing weight or lost their dream of making money, and it compresses up past them. Make sense? Say yes? Yeah. Y'all probably seen this one in the video. I'll give you a different example on this. A lot of people go to college, and I wish they would teach Metcalfe's Law in college, the law of exponential growth, but I don't think they do. Here's how it works, guys. It's very simple. This is dealing in 3s. I'm just going to deal in 2s because it's easier math. If you know 2 people this month, and this isn't for you. You influencers know 10, 15, 20. So everything I'm saying, you can multiply that over and over again. But if you just knew 2 people this month, that each knew 1 person next month, would y'all agree with me that 2 will turn to 4? And the next month that those 4 knew 1, it would turn to 8, 16, 32, 64, round down, 125, 250, 500. You started with how many? 2. 9 months later, you had 500 people in your organization. It's Metcalfe's Law. It's the law of exponential growth. If you're in the banking business, you know it is the rule of 72. Take your interest rate divided by 72, it tells you how often your money doubles. This is where the magic takes place. The work we put in today is not instant gratification. You may not see this instant rich for what you do today, but what you do today is going to determine your next week, your next month, your next year. When everybody thought I was nuts working so hard on the front side of ViSalus, I was laughing at them. They thought they were laughing at me. I was laughing at them because I knew every single thing I was doing in the very beginning of my launch when I was making the run, right where you guys and gals are right now. Everything you do will be paid out to you thousands and thousands and thousands fold in the future because of Metcalfe's Law. I gave you all the example with 2. Can you imagine if you put 10 to 15 in? 15 to 20, 20 to 25. Some of you are hot shots, put in a couple hundred people personally over the next few months. Can you imagine where you're going to be? But you got to go do the work. You got to do the what? Work. Leadership death bonus, not going to get in a lot of detail, but I will tell you this. This is the exciting part. I told you you get paid 5%, 8 generations deep in the residual and team commissions, but once you hit the rank of an ambassador, you pick up a leadership depth bonus. It could be an infinity death bonus, meaning this. From your 9th generation on, you're going to pick up 2% throughout your entire business. Until such a time as you break an ambassador somewhere in that organization. Then you're going to pick up 4% of the ambassador's 8 generations. It actually starts from your 9th down through the ambassador's 8 generations, and then 2% for infinity. Some of y'all got deer in the headlight looks. It's a lot of money. Go build the business. They will pay you. When they pay you, you will figure it out. Make sense? Say yes. There's also leadership depth pools. Presidential director gets paid 1% of company profits. Ambassadors get paid on that, as well as an additional 1% based off of a point system. The more people you help hit rank, the more points you get. Make sense? Say yes. Yes. Ambassador bonus, ambassador star bonus. Once you hit 1-star ambassador, mean you help somebody go ambassador. Now you're going to get to start to participate in the ViNet bonuses. $2 is a 1-star, $4 is a 2-star, $6 is a 3-star, $8 is a 4-star, 5-star gets $9 plus generational overrides. Here's what I'll tell you on this. It works the same as the fast start money. Just think of it as fast start money. There's gap payouts. And again, all of this I'm saying, I'm not getting into all the details of trying to make sure you know everything, because I believe in dumb and excited is the way to build a business, and so I don't really want y'all to know everything. Does that make sense? Because if you know everything, you're going to have a tendency to try to tell everybody everything, and you're going to be talking to a person that don't understand nothing, you're going, but you got to see these stars. You get $2 and $3 and $9, and then there's a generational override. They're like, I'm out. Information overload. Okay? We do have a $5,000 bonus for hitting national director, a $10,000 bonus for hitting presidential director. This is a one-time bonus paid out over a period of, I think, 12 months. We also have some additional bonuses. When you hit ambassador, so let's follow this through. You get a $5,000 bonus for hitting national director, $10,000 bonus for hitting presidential director. You hit ambassador, you get a $25,000 bonus, and all these are paid out over time. $25,000 bonus for hitting ambassador. When you hit a 3-star ambassador, you get a $100,000 bonus. This is a bonus. You're already getting everything else I've done talked about. This is a bonus on top of all that. When you hit 5-star, you get a $250,000 bonus. Now these are cumulative. Did I say it right? You look like an English teacher. You an English teacher? Okay. Cumulative. You get $25,000 for ambassador, and then when you go 3-star, you get an additional $75,000 for a total of $100,000. Make sense? Then at 5-star, you get $250,000, so you're getting an additional $150,000 for a total of $250,000. Royal Ambassador, you get $500,000, so you're getting an additional $250,000 for a total of $500,000. As Crown Ambassador, you get $1 million, which is an additional $500,000 for a total of $1 million. I said all through today, since I've been speaking, that you're not rich, you're not rich, you're not rich. At Crown Ambassador, you're freaking rich. I'm not going to lie to you. And I know some of you are just sitting there going, yeah, but Kyle, they do that at my job too. You lying? Ain't nobody getting $1 million bonus at their job. I'm just telling you how it works. I hope y'all understand what I'm telling y'all. I hope y'all are seeing this. If you are that person that's got to know everything about everything, go to compplan.vi.com and watch it over and over until you get it. I'm going to tell you, you definitely need to know enough to get around, but I'm going to encourage you not to be the professor of the comp plan. I know comp plans inside out, backwards. I've wrote them. I've helped develop them. I helped develop this one. But I will tell you this. I don't run around talking comp plans. A lot of times people think that I'm going to go talk a lot about the comp plan. Matter of fact, there's people in this room that was in my house, very, very powerful networkers in my house, and I didn't talk comp plan the whole time we were there. How it works, the mechanics of it. Makes no sense, it doesn't matter. Here's some of the things that you do need to know. The comp plan is very balanced, meaning that there's about 1/3 of it paid out on the front side to brand new people. There's 1/3 of it paid out to the middle class, and there's about 1/3 of it paid out to the leadership. How many of y'all know balance is good? We want to create a middle class. Make sense? A yes?
Yes.
We want to make sure people get a return on the money that they bring in to get in. Person spends $500. I want to help them make $500 back as fast as possible, because we live in an economy that sucks, right? So I want to help them make their money back. I want to have a strong middle class. And I want to reward and support the people who is out leading the troops, leading the teams. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Folks, don't be a professor of it, but know enough to get yourself by. You've got to go take action. You've got to go to work. I'm glad y'all are all here. I'm glad you're getting the education. You've got to make sure you turn off everything you've learned to this point and go run the play. Everybody jump to your feet real quick. Brief story, a little over 3 years ago, got a call from a guy who was corporate with ViSalus, one of my dear friends, told me he had this bright idea that he was going to go out into the field and become a distributor. I told him he was absolutely nuts, an insane, dumb decision. I went to sit down and show him why it was such a dumb decision, and I realized that these guys had put something together that was absolutely amazing. Through a lot of research, time spending with this gentleman, I realized not only did I want to go build ViSalus, but I wanted to partner with him and his wife. Absolute amazing person, Crown Ambassador. Y'all give him a hand, Mr. Mike Craig.
Guys, give it up for Kyle Passetti. I know what you're thinking. I have no idea what you just said up here. All you gotta know is the numbers are big. Are the numbers big enough for you guys yet?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Yeah. I can promise you they are. There's a handful, if not more than a handful, a couple handfuls of people that went through this plan, went through it very, very fast, without having a PhD in this comp plan, and became millionaires in a very, very, very short few years. And I'd like to bring those individuals up. Guys, if you are a Vi millionaire, would you please come to stage quickly for me? Guys, give them a round of applause. These are Vi millionaires. bigger stage. Come on down, come on down. I thought it would be prudent to make sure that you guys had an opportunity to one see that this stuff that you saw on the screen actually turns into dollars and cents into your bank account in a very, very short period of time. And this is a testament to everything that we've created in a very, very short period of time. What I'd like for you guys to do for me, if you don't mind, although we did this for a handful of folks that went to the director prior to becoming here this weekend, and we had a chance to say hello to them last night, we're going to cut that into half. We're talking about 20 seconds tops. Can you guys follow me with 20 seconds? Yeah. You're like, sure. 20 seconds, 20 seconds. Guys, we just want to give you a quick snapshot, because we have a lot of people here. And what we're going to do is kind of give you a name, what career they were in before Vi, and what their earnings are, or have been, cumulative earnings, and a quick tip for every single one of you guys. So if you're taking notes, this is a really, really good time for you to take out your notes and making sure that you get one nugget, if not a couple, from every one of these 5 millionaires up here, because you can take this information and go home and turn it into $1 million, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is that you want over the next couple of years. You guys okay with that? Yes. Great, I will go ahead and start. My name is Mike Craig. My wife LaVon in the back of the room. She came from corporate America. I was in traditional business ownership in corporate America as well. And we have accumulated about $3.2 million in 3 years. And thank you. Nobody usually asks that. That's cool. And my tip for you guys would be believe everything. Believe everything that you're hearing now, and make sure that you go from and talk to more people than anybody else.
And a round of applause for $3 million. Huntington, West Virginia. Jack of all trades, master of none. Studied this industry, got paralysis from analysis. Had success in other companies, had franchise restaurants. Worked corporate America, all to be able to bring my wife into the house. And you know what? Literally just looking for a home. Studied 100 companies, narrowed it down to 40, narrowed it down to 3. Sat in front of those guys, and actually changed my life. $1.7 million later.
I was a professional physique athlete, $50,000 in credit card debt, foreclosed property, broke as could be. Found this, and in 3.5 years, about $1.7 million.
I'm a mother of 6. I was in this industry before in a very bad company. Now, 2 years later, a couple $1 million, and I'm really happy.
I'm a personal trainer, and in the past 3.5 years, $1.3 million.
Woo!
Chad Robbins, I was a hairdresser. Any hairdressers in the room? Woo! And Chad was an outside phone technician. We've made almost $1.5 million, and I've lost weight. Chad's gained weight, muscle, not the other way. But we just love it, and I hope you guys will just get a piece of a nugget today that's going to take you to where we are and beyond.
I'm Candice McDonald from Alberta, Canada, and my background is a professional accountant, worked for the federal government for 20 years until I found this industry. Found ViSalus 3 years ago, made $2.5 million so far myself and my husband Lauren. And my tip is to just really focus on helping other people achieve their goals, because then yours will be achieved.
Rick Elaine Lennis, London, Ontario, former contractor. Elaine was executive. We've been dabbling in the networking industry for as long as we've been together. We finally got serious a few years ago, found ViSalus, or actually it found us. My biggest tip would be forget everything you ever knew in network marketing, and I really truly mean that. 1.2 million in 32 months.
Former corporate executive, economy took it all. Went from having money to 210,000 in debt, about 1.4 million. Thank you, Nick, Blake and Ryan.
Rachel Jackson, I'm a 28-year-old college dropout. Woo! Worked in retail, definitely was not an influencer, hated my job, and struggled in this industry for many years. My best tip for you is to really imagine yourself like a rocket ship. How many of you guys have seen a space shuttle launch or a rocket launch before? In your first, week, 10 days, imagine that you will be like that rocket ship. A rocket ship burns through 90% of its fuel upon takeoff. Does it not? It does. So I don't want you to come out of this event and call 5 people the next week. I want you to call like 50. I want you to call 100. That's what I did in 35 days. I enrolled 35 people, and now 2.5 years later, $2.1 million. Ashley Saracola, Global Ambassador, found ViSalus 5.5 years ago as a top pharma rep with no experience in the network marketing industry. Was working full-time when I ran to the rank of ambassador in 6 months, tripled my monthly income we was making as a top pharma rep, fired my boss, and never ever looked back. My piece of advice to you is open your heart to this amazing industry of network marketing and allow yourself to fall in love with it, because it is the best business model on the planet. $3 million later, a year, double my monthly income I was making as a top pharma rep now. So now I make more, like double in a month what I used to make in a year. I'm sorry, I make double in a month what I used to make in a year in pharma. So that's kind of crazy, $3 million a year.
Tony Lucero, Royal Ambassador, 7.5 years. I've been with the company. My wife and I, 3.7 million over 7.5 years. My bit of advice would be the system that we have works. Don't change anything, don't reinvent anything, just let your guard down, trust the system works, and you guys can be up here in a quarter of the time it took me and my wife.
I used to be morbidly obese. I used to have social anxiety, and I was almost bankrupt before I started ViSalus. Fat, broke, no network from a different country. 1 year 5-star, 2 years 1.4, 2.5 years 1.4 million. Last year made more a month than I used to make a year. And what I would say to you is push your limits. You don't know how far you can go until you go, and people do what you do, not what you say. Be a massive example.
My name is ViSalus Ekozi. I am from Laos. I'm a refugee from Laos. If you don't know what refugee means, is a man with no country. So, sponsored this child in a TV show that we made. I came here, I spoke 5 words English. When I get nervous, all came out the same times. If I can do it, so can you.
My name is Aaron Fortner at San Diego. Previous to this career, I was a CPA, professional accountant with a large public accounting firm, and then I was also a consultant, and I found this direct sales model. And over the last 3 years, I've earned $1.9 million with the company, and what I can tell you is that trust this model. Trust the model and take massive action right now, out of the gate, leaving this event, massive action over this next short period of time, and you're gonna see huge results.
Kevin Merriweather and my wife Stephanie Merriweather out of Jacksonville, Florida. I was a 20-year UPS man, stay-at-home mom. Let's see, 1.6, almost 7 million in the last 3 years, and just getting started. But what I would say, what caused us to start with momentum was the first month. Kyle Passetti told me you got one shot at creating the best Kevin and Stephanie Merriweather story possible that you will share for the rest of your career in ViSalus. So go on, add as many personally enrolled as you can. We put 18 on in our first month. So set a goal to run about 20 or more personals in your first month. Amen?
Northern California, and prior to network marketing 6 years ago, I was in mortgage. Any mortgage dropouts in the room? Awesome. That was a fun industry for a while. I'm also a mom of 30 moms in the room. When I started ViSalus 2.5 years ago, my youngest was 18 months, 4 and 10. No excuses. I just retired my husband 11 months ago. He's always been full-time in corporate. 2.5 years, $1.7 million. My biggest tip is to put your blinders on, put your head down, turn off your TV, and go for this and take massive action, follow the system, delete everything you know. And there's a lot of people from, you guys are influenced from other networks, from other businesses. Take everything that you've learned and delete it and follow our system. It works.
Jason O'Toole, I was a computer security geek. Any professional computer hackers out in the audience? No? I was a security guy. I worked for an IT company, ran an IT company, was doing about $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. I've been successful in a couple other businesses, just as you guys have been successful. And the biggest thing that I learned after going $100,000 in debt is that I made a decision to listen to something that was working for other people and just followed along, followed the play, and literally went from $100,000 in debt to earning more than double that on a monthly basis within my second year. My biggest piece of advice to you guys is to follow along with what everybody here is teaching you. Every single person here has given you a piece of advice that can change your life. Be open to the idea of taking your former success that you've had and letting it go, being an open book, and actually taking action with all the information that you're getting here today, because it truly can change your life in a significant way, and it can help a lot of people around you who need this right now in your circles and your friends.
Guys, do me a favor, give it up for your Vine Millionaires. Thank you. And remember, that you can see that these guys, they look just like your neighbor, they look just like you. Although the results are always going to vary, and this may not be just typical of everybody in this room, but it's possible. And we've shown it and proven it over and over again that it is possible. What I'd like to be able to do is turn it over to Miss Sarnacola to go over some very fantastic information, because the reason these guys made this money is because of the challenge, and the challenge worked. And there's a little bit of science behind that challenge that makes it work. And I'm going to turn that over to you to make sure you take it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Give Mike a hand, guys. One of my personal mentors in the business for years. Love that guy. A pretty cool experience today. I have a surprise for you all. We have our original mad scientist in the building. He's actually come to spend some time with all of us today to talk a little bit about the ViSalus product. So I need a little bit of music, and I need everybody out there to understand this. Denzel Washington, Brad Pitt, George Clooney, I don't care. I'm telling you guys right now, this is the man that you want to spend time with. I'm all about people who change lives, ladies and gentlemen. Millions of lives changed because of his brilliant mind. Please help us welcome Dr. Michael Seidman to the stage. All right, thank you. Thanks, guys, for that. Okay, everybody, so a lot of things that I'm sure you guys want to ask Dr. Seidman. We're going to keep this short and sweet, and I'm going to ask him the good questions first. The first thing, Dr. Seidman, you're very humble. A lot of people know that about you, but you're absolutely an amazing human being, and everything that you've done to change so many lives, we appreciate you for that. But I'm going to give you just a second to brag a little bit on yourself. I know that's hard. But I want you guys to know that if you were to get the full story of what Dr. Michael Seidman has done, it's like, I think, a 47-page CV or bio online. Good luck. You can print it off if you want. And if people say, who invented the ViSalus product, just hand over the 47 pages. It's pretty cool. Then that'll shut them up. But I want Dr. Seidman to talk a little bit about maybe some of his career highlights, so you guys understand the brain that it is on the stage, and the amazing person that's creating our products.
Thank you, Ashley. Everybody can hear me. Thank you all for being here. I've heard you're a very special group of people, and I appreciate you being involved. The only people who say such nice things about me are Ashley and my mom, so I really appreciate that very much. So I did my undergraduate degree in human nutrition at the School of Public Health at the University of Michigan, because I knew doctors knew nothing about nutrition. And it was then in my dorm room that I started making vitamins and supplements at that time, because I knew that what was formulated was not very good. And what I wanted to put into my body and my friend's body and my wife and my kids was something that I thought was very special. And so it morphed into patents, into NIH funding for 25 years. I do work for the Department of Defense, for the military, trying to help our men and women coming home from Operation Iraqi Freedom in Afghanistan with issues related to noise and things of that nature. And I now work for a very large health system not too far away. I was actually rounding at the West Bloomfield Hospital, now I've got around downtown a little bit. So, you know, we of course take calls for the